Take advantage of your time before somebody else does. In this video, that's what I'm going to be talking about. This is a topic that's been weighing heavy on me recently, and I feel it's something that somebody out there can basically use or probably is going through right now. But that's taking advantage of your time, the time that you have left after the 9 to 5 that you hate, after doing everything that you need to do as the person in your life, the time that's left for yourself, right? Whatever that one saying that people say a lot, like, what do you like after your 9 to 5? What are you doing from 5 to 9? This is a super important topic for me. I can't wait to talk about it, but I have some key talking points and I'm going to get pretty much right into the video. So, let's put yourself in this scenario. And this is probably a scenario you're very familiar with. Maybe you're going through it. Maybe you're going to go through it, but you're working at a job. You want to do the best you can at that job. You want to be good at that job because you want a raise, you want a promotion, you want to grow within the company, you want to develop, and this kind of where you want to plant your flag, maybe for a little bit, maybe for the rest of your life. I don't know. But we all know that feeling is you work hard, you do whatever it takes. You come in early, you clock in late, you clock out late, you go above and beyond, wanting to be rewarded with more work and more responsibility with less pay or with not more pay. And who knows, maybe you finally get that raise, maybe you get that bonus, maybe you get that promotion. But in the end, the reason you're probably watching this video is probably most likely because that's not worth it to you. A job, just put yourself in this scenario. You start a job, you grow within the job, and then now you're promoted and you're a salary now. And now your job has pretty much told you, without telling you, that most of your time belongs to me, right? Whether you're on the clock or not on the clock, because your salary now, your time belongs to me. They basically set those standards for you. You put yourself in that position, but your job wants to take every minute from you if they could. They would pay you less if they could. That's why it's called a minimum wage, which means if they could pay you less than what the minimum is, they probably would, an 8-hour work week, an 8-hour work day. Some people have a 12-hour work day. Most of these places, if they could, they'd keep you there if they wanted to. If you could work for free and if it was legal to work for free, a lot of these places would expect you to. But that's basically what I'm going to be talking about today. If you have a passion for something, if you want to start a content creation business like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or if you want to start your own business or just self-improve generally, you need to take advantage of the time that you're basically given outside of that. And I completely understand that we have to work 9 to 5s. I work a 9 to 5 right now. And that's kind of what my YouTube channel revolves around, is basically me trying to break free of that. But we need to pay our bills. We need to, we have families, we have people we need to support, we have responsibilities, but that doesn't mean that you can't prioritize the time that you have for yourself, and I'm not talking about the things that we need to do as humans, obviously rest, eat, interact, socialize. But after that, we don't need to be on our phones all day. We don't need to be on Netflix all day. We don't need to be, using substances and sleeping most of the day, but that's kind of why I want to talk about this video, because I know that I've gone through these things, where I let my life revolve around work, get home, and then my life is just recovering from that work. I think if you want that life, or if you want those things that you want, we have to prioritize our time before our job takes it from us. Your job will basically take everything from you if they could. Remember that, especially if you're trying to escape that. I have a friend of mine who is basically, on paper, it's a very good job, and it is a very good job. He's like a manager for like a landscaping company, but he's on salary, and they gave him a company truck, and everything sounds good and dandy until something goes wrong, right? Then it's his responsibility. Now, no matter what he's doing or no matter where he is, if there's a problem, he has to go be in charge of that problem, Just imagine that. It's great pay. It's great pay. He's told me it's very good pay, but it's like sometimes he's like, dude, this doesn't even feel worth it sometimes, you know. But that same stress that you feel, and apply it to your dream and to your goals. Tell me if that's worth it, you know. And if you ask me, it is worth it. Like being able to work. You know, I'm not getting paid for what I'm doing right now, but I love doing it. It gets me, you know, through the day. It gets me motivated to get out of my work day. It gets me motivated to finish any of the tasks that I have in that day to be able to do this, you know, for you guys. Because if I can just motivate just one person, if this could reach just one person that has basically been feeling this, going through this, and it helps them out in some shape or form, then I pretty much did what I needed to do, you know. What I feel like I was placed here on earth to do was to help others, you know. But yeah, your job, it's gonna basically take everything from you. And the more you give them, the more they want to take. You know, let's not forget that. You know, right now where I'm at right now, you know, I'm pretty new to my role. I've been there for maybe like 2 months now, and you know, people that are there and that have been there for a while, and I've also knew some people that had left and started their own businesses. Say that the reason that they're unhappy there, or the reason that they've left, is because, you know, you give them an inch and they take a foot, right? The more you do, the more they pile on you. You know, they will want to take advantage of all your time and all your energy, you know, and it's crazy to me. You know, I can't do that, you know, and I can't confirm or deny that what I'm about to say is true or not. But, you know, some people have told me and that, you know, they'll clock out and literally continue working, which to me is disgusting. I can't even fathom that. I can't even respect that, you know. And I can't, if that's you, if that's the way that you operate, good for you. You know, I don't think that's right. You know, if you clock out and continue working, you're not, for one, you're not getting paid to do that job, which is kind of the whole reason we're there, you know. For two, it's, you know, if something happens to you and you're not on the clock, I don't think your job's going to take responsibility for you, you know. Third, I mean, I'm very aware that there's probably legal or laws surrounding that. I'm not going to get into that, but just imagine that there's people out here clocking out and continuing to work for that company that will fire them like that, you know, like in a heartbeat. They'll just be like, you know, you are a liability to our company, so it's like you're gone, you know. It's crazy. Take advantage of your own time, because at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. You know, you can't fire yourself. Build something that you can be in charge of. Build something that you have full control over. Build something, you know. Excuse me. I've said it many times on this channel, but we're on this earth to create. We're on this earth to create. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that I feel that to my core, is that we're put on this earth to create, you know. And when we go to our jobs and when we go clock in and work for someone else, we're helping someone else create, you know. If that's you, that's completely fine. If you love consistency, if you love clocking in and out, if you like clocking out and not taking home, you know, problems with yourself when you get home, if you like that consistency, that low risk, that safety, the safety that they call it, you know, even though a job is never safe, never secure, right? People call jobs safe and secure, but what if you get hurt at that job and you can't work? Is that safe or secure? If for whatever reason they change something in the company and all of a sudden the company goes down and poof, the job that you had is gone, is that safe or secure? Like, no, I don't think it is. The skills that you learn at your job are safe and secure, right? You could take those skills that you've learned and take them to somewhere else. You know, that's the only thing I can say about a 9-to-5, is that it does give you skills depending on what it is, you know. But take advantage of everything that you have and that you possess. Things that people can't take away from you, you know, that take advantage of those things. But that's definitely something I wanted to talk about today. Taking advantage of your time before your job does, because they will take every bit of time and energy from you, and it's up to you to really, you know, set yourself up. Set yourself up. Make sure that you're using your time. You're spending how you want to. You want to start that business. You want to start that 9 to 5, or sorry, you want to start that YouTube channel. You want to start that thing that you're passionate about, or that thing that fires you up. But nonetheless, if you've made it this far in the channel, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe. I'm basically just trying to motivate one person out there to take action. But thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.